PCP is a drug that was developed in the 1950s. It was developed as a surgical anesthetic, and it was because of its ability to kill pain and create a trance-like out-of-body experience and environment for the patients. It was discontinued in 1965 because when the patient started to recover from the anesthesia, they became agitated, delusional, and irrational, and they found out that if they kept putting people under with this drug, that there could be long-term effects to being addicted and wanting more of it. So it was discontinued in 1965, and today it is scheduled as a Schedule II drug which has no longer any medical use in the United States. It's a white crystalline powder that can dissolve easily in alcohol and in water, and you can tell that it's PCP because it has a bitter chemical taste about it. It is available in tablets, capsules, and in colored powders, and can be easily swallowed, injected, snorted, or smoked. It is most commonly sold as a powder today or a liquid that can be applied to different sorts of leaves and plants. One of the most common plants and leaves that you see it applied to is the marijuana leaf, because it is easier to get to people and get people to unknowingly ingest it and become addicted to it, because marijuana is a more common drug. But other leaves that it can be applied to are mint, parsley, and tobacco. And these are just different ways that PCP can get into people and have them unknowingly know that they're becoming addicted to it and causing them to look for it. Some short-term effects in low doses of using PCP are distinct changes in body awareness. Like when you use alcohol, there are things that you do and say that you normally wouldn't do, so you're losing a little bit of awareness. You begin breathing shallower, you become flushed, there's a profuse sweating that comes with PCP. It creates a general numbness throughout your whole body, and it also creates poor muscular coordination. In high doses, some short-term effects would be hallucinations, seizures, vomiting, and paranoia. In teens, it interferes with different hormones and stunting of growth and learning, which can make it harder for them to develop correctly. And as of right now in the United States, 2.3% of 12th graders in high school have admitted to using PCP, so there's still a lot who haven't admitted to using it. So we could see more learning problems and growth problems develop out of this. Some long-term effects for PCP is becoming addicted to it, gaining a psychological dependence, cravings, memory loss, and it can lead to other mood disorders. And if taken at a high enough dose, it could result in death. Effects of PCP on the brain are that it inhibits the reuptake of dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin, and it blocks the NMDA receptor. PCP abuse is also very bad because it results in a dangerous hallucination, which gets coupled with aggressive behavior. And this can be dangerous to many people besides the person who has taken the PCP. It can be dangerous to all of those people around them and who have to deal with them, such as friends, family, law enforcement officers, and nurses, or any medical staff, because the person who is high from PCP lacks any rational judgment, so they're not going to know if what they're doing is bad or something that they wouldn't normally do. They feel no pain, so they could hit themselves, cut themselves, jump through fire like they wouldn't feel anything. And they think of themselves as being invulnerable, so they're more likely to do things that can lead to death because they think they're going to make it out. And they're also willing to harm themselves, and they're not concerned about whether their actions are going to harm others. And withdrawal from PCP, you could feel it from the last day of your use, and it can last up to 3 months, and you can suffer from depression, anxiety, violent behavior, and different suicidal thoughts. And the most critical point to recover from PCP is to make sure that all the residual PCP is out of like the fatty tissues, so that months or and a year or two later, like you're not going to feel drug effects from it, so that it'll all be out of your body.